So 2020 part 2, as many people probably look at 2021 as, is over. Now on to 2022, and I like doing kind of like a video when it's the new year, just kind of looking back at the past year, thinking about what was good, what was bad, and just honestly giving my thoughts about where I hope the new year will go. First and foremost, I hope everyone had a good holiday, and if not, I hope that the new year will bring you far more joy, and honestly, just to everyone, Happy New Year. I mean, we don't know what it's going to look like. I think the end of 2019 proved us anything. The next year, despite the internet always collectively talking shit about it, being like, here's hoping the next one's better. There's always good, there's always bad. And despite 2021 kind of feeling like the sequel to 2020, it was slightly better, all things considered, even though it's still so far from what 2019 used to be like for general society. Generally, when these videos come out, it feels like from last year to this year, it's very negative. Like, people are just very, pessimistic, and I don't know everyone's personal lives, but I think for me personally, I'd be lying if I just came up here and talked shit. I mean, there's things I wish was different, but I mean, the past couple of years for me on a personal level have been very good, and I thought it'd be interesting to just take a look back at, like, the good and the bad from the channel to the world and just see where my mind's at going into this new year. I mean, first and foremost, the channel did fantastic. 2020 was an interesting one for me because when the pandemic first started, I barely did videos. So much anime just wasn't being made. So rather than scrounging for video ideas, I took a break. I took a much needed break and did fairly well financially despite not making all that much content. 2021 was very different. Moved into a new place, have much more space, and I grinded my ass off. And my original goal for this year was 50,000 subscribers. And honestly, I came damn close. I have to say, some people, when they don't reach their goals, they feel real bad about themselves. For me personally, I've always, since day one, set unrealistic goals. But this was the first year that I set a goal that I thought I could actually achieve. And what I mean is usually what would happen is, say I was at 10,000 subscribers, I'd say I want 25,000 by the end of the year. Realistically, I knew I'd gain like 5,000 as an example. But I knew I could get to around 50,000 if I really tried, and I came very close. I was only like 1.8k off, and to me, that's pretty much accomplished what I wanted to do. Because I never want to be the biggest channel on YouTube. I really think there's far too much negativity that comes with that. To me, I'm actually really content with the size I have, and anything else that comes in, I'm content with. I make enough money from my videos. I'm happy discussing with the community I've built, and we just kind of stick to our own lane. We don't get involved in drama and overly negative outrage. We focus on the channel, we talk in the comment section, we sometimes talk on Twitter, but we just stay in our lane and we enjoy what we do. There's just so much fakeness online, I find, and I think anyone who's very new to been around for a while can look at how I operate this channel and see that it's done differently than most. I don't sugarcoat what I say how I feel, and things that make me mad, I just ignore, because that's the thing that I think got me the most in this past year is the outrage and the negativity online. There was a lot that I think was warranted just given the shit that went down, but it almost felt like every day there was something new that people were outraged about. That collectively we needed to manufacture outrage in order to keep that energy going. Where there was so much things that should have been in the spotlight, real things that should have been pointed out negatively, and then in return, this fakeness would then get all this outrage, and then the good stuff that should have been highlighted would just be forgotten. And to me, that's what I want to do the complete opposite of on my channel. I often get comments saying why don't you cover anime you don't enjoy? Why not cover these shows episode by episode rather than just the good? Because to me, this is first and foremost a hobby. It may make me money, but the thing I do is I want to discuss the shit I enjoy. I don't want to sit up here and criticize a show episode by episode that I'm not enjoying. I think people with a brain can figure out if they like something or not. It's just so weird to me that, we always need to be outraged online rather than promoting the shit we enjoy. That's way more fun to me. And the channels that I respect these days and the ones that I follow are the ones that aren't even going for the most highly edited videos out there. It's just people sitting in front of a camera talking about what they enjoy. To me, those are far more interesting than the overly analytical breaking down why something sucks ass or is really great. That's actually why I kind of gave up on highly edited videos like my big analysis and big review videos, because I just got bored of them. Even though they were things I enjoyed, to me, it's just way more fun. Turn on the camera, start recording the mic, talk about an episode, enjoy that, and then if there is something bigger I want to do, like season roundup, which I expanded this year, deciding to go from just simple anime to games and movies and TV, things I enjoy, because to me, the channel is what I enjoy, not here's what you should feel and why you should be offended by everything online. Like the Mushoku Tensei outrage that happened as well, like that was just so ridiculous to me. But it's just, this was one of those years that on a personal level, I felt accomplished with the channel. I may not have received every goal I set in my mind, but it's hard to ignore that I think I did very well. And I have some long-term subscribers who will pop up every now and again. They don't comment all that often and be like, I remember at 1K. And it puts into perspective, like, this has been a grind for me. This is a grind that I had multiple people say I would not achieve and that I should do other things and focus my career elsewhere. And honestly, now I can say, look at me now. Like, honestly, it's something that I don't take for granted. It's not something that's going to last forever, but it's something I really, really enjoy. I think one of my proudest accomplishments on the channel this year was actually my thumbnails. It's going to sound a little weird, but I've always been fine with my thumbnails. I never thought my thumbnails were bad or anything, but I used to always look at other channels and be like, damn, I wish I could do what they could do. But for the first time this year, I don't look at what I do on YouTube from the video to the thumbnail to anything and say, I wish I was X person. I just say, I'm happy now. I think my thumbnails are attractive, they're exciting, and they don't fall into the trend of overly negative clickbait or overly negative this or that or spoilers galore. They're exciting, but, you know, they're mine and they're not fake in the slightest. That's something that I try real hard on this channel, is to just be authentic, something that's real and genuine. And people who try to argue, because from time to time you're always going to get an asshat here or there being like, oh, you're just saying this for the views. I've actually had more comments this year say that on videos that don't get me views than on big series like a Mushoku Tensei or an Attack on Titan. I had so many comments on like The Great Jahi saying like, you're just covering this for the views. Bitch, that show got me like 1,000 views a video, but was one of my favorite anime that year. I covered what I enjoy, right? But seriously, like this year, you know, it had its highs, it had its lows. I mean, I got to see a movie in theaters for the first time in 2 years. I got to see Spider-Man, one of my most anticipated films, in a theater. It wasn't the same as it was a couple years ago, but I got to see it nonetheless. And things like that to me are a big stepping point, that the world has these twists and turns, but ultimately, you got to take the good with the bad and appreciate the good when you're surrounded by all this bad. And for me, I mean, I'm content with where I'm at. I'll set some new goals. I'm not sure what they are just yet. For me, really, it's just keep on being real on the channel, cover what I enjoy, and maybe branch off a little bit from just anime like I did with Season Roundup. Because when a show like Arcane pops out, or a new game pops out, I don't have to be the most highly edited channel out here. I can just sit up here and talk, and even if it doesn't get me that much views, who the hell cares? If I enjoy talking about something, I should do it. And that's why I took the anime out of my title this year, because before it used to say on the channel, AH Brandon Anime Reviews. Now it just says AH Brandon Reviews. Because I didn't want to just be attached to anime, because despite that going to be the main priority of the channel, I should be able to expand my horizons. I mean, I don't see the purpose of a second channel, because it's not like I started out as one type of video. I've always had highly edited videos, episodic videos, podcasts. I've had all different wide varieties. As long as I'm not just like filming the sun or something, I think it can fit on the channel. But it'll be fun to see where the new year takes us, how much we'll grow sub-wise, how the community will evolve. I mean, I'm really grateful for the comments. I mean, they're always so much fun. There are asshats, but I mean, asshats can be removed, so it's not that big of a deal. But a majority, it's fun to see people be able to discuss things. And when you compare how people discuss things in my comment section to a majority of channels out there, not even just in the anime community, it's night and day. And for that, I'm very thankful and proud of what we've built, and I couldn't be here if it wasn't for everyone watching, liking, commenting, all that fun stuff. So here's to a good 2022. Who knows what it'll bring? Could end up being worse than 2020, could be exceptionally better than 2021. All I know is I'm going to keep making videos, I'm going to keep enjoying making videos, and I thank you all for watching. Have a great new year, and stay safe, everyone.